Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And here again, I'm doing another video on this crazy saga that is going on with Savannah Guthrie and her mother and her family. The disappearance and her missing mother, Nancy Guthrie. This is a follow-up, my second one. You got great news media people that are talking about it every day, like Megyn Kelly, Nancy Grace, etc. Of course, the national news media, CNN, and different outlets that are covering this. But this is such a bizarre situation, as I stated in my previous video, that it ranks up there as far as a national shock with the O.J. Simpson case. I would say the Elizabeth Smart case. I would say the Brian Kohlberger case with the Utah college students that were killed. And of course, the young lady from back in the day in Colorado. What is that young lady's name? The little girl who dressed up a lot and was in all kinds of contests, who was found in her basement of her own home. So this particular case with Savannah Guthrie and her family ranks right there at the top. This is a living nightmare, and she has to feel like Savannah Guthrie is in the Matrix, and time is moving as slow as possible. How is she getting any sleep, her and her family? But I also wanted to talk about the optics of this. This is going into like week 3 of this situation, of this disappearance of her mother. At this particular point, if she had all these, 84 years old, had all these health issues, high blood pressure, pacemaker, that was attached to her Apple Watch, and of course that got cut off the night that she was kidnapped. I'm not a physician, but I don't know how long a person at that age and with those health conditions can go without their medication. And I don't know how that pacemaker thing works. In my gut instinct, I don't believe that Nancy Guthrie is alive. And whether she was murdered in her home or somewhere else that same night, I think there's a lot of gamesmanship. These emails for these alleged, what do you call it? When you kidnap someone, these alleged ransom payouts and Bitcoin and all of this, and sending these emails, not a mailed letter. I know everything's digital in today's time, but sending these emails to the local news station and to TMZ, local news station in Tucson, Arizona, and then sending them also to TMZ. There is a lot of gamesmanship that's being played, a lot of games, and this is so bizarre that I'm doing this video because I don't believe hopefully the outcome could come out good, but I think at this particular juncture, after 3 weeks, I think time is running out, or time has ran out for Savannah Guthrie's mother, and I think the FBI. And I think the Guthrie family, personally, they know where this outcome is at. I think, here again, and I think this is part of the reason why the national news media has lost its luster, and people go to YouTube and podcasting to get their news, is because there's so much fake bells and whistles. Things are not as real as they seem. With our national news media, there's a lot of acting, and I'm not saying there's acting going on here. There may be some placation of acting, but on the people that took Nancy Guthrie or whatnot, but it's just such a bizarre situation. I don't see Savannah Guthrie's career surviving this situation. It's made her look extremely vulnerable, even physically, no makeup. Her Instagram posts, the videos that she's sent out to the alleged perpetrators to get some kind of response from them. You got to remember when historically we've looked at our national anchors, even your local anchors. You look at them as part of your family. They're giving you the news. They're supposed to be a pillar of strength and be right down the middle, whether it's about politics, murder, homicides, things going on locally in your city or things that are going on nationally. Your news anchor looks a certain way, presents himself or herself a certain way, and we only see him in that light. Prime example, when Matt Lauer went through his situation and got canceled, there was no way for him to recover. You haven't heard one word from Matt Lauer because once all of those sexual allegations came out, people looked at Matt Lauer in a different light. Here again, we look at our news anchors as someone who is a voice of reason, who is going to give us the news, try to stay right down the middle. And, many people look forward to watching the Today Show or watching your local news channels, KMOV Channel 4, KSDK Channel 5, or Fox 2 here in St. Louis. And when you have so they're looked at as a pillar of strength. They also are looked at as in the entertainment and media space. And we always want these folks to be looked upon in a certain way. I mean, if you look at the way these news media companies hire their female and male anchors, most of the females have a certain look to them. They speak a certain way, and even for their male counterparts. And once that is disrupted, that stereotype is altered in a negative way. Anchoring that chair is hard to do, and it's extremely competitive and cutthroat to get to the point where you can anchor a local news station and or a national news media outlet like NBC, like the Today Show. Savannah Guthrie had to go through and jump through a lot of hurdles to get where she is today. But I don't think we're going on week 3. I don't think her mother is alive. I think that she's somewhere, unfortunately, not with us anymore, and they're trying to recover her body, in my personal opinion. I think the Guthrie'S know that. I think the FBI knows that. And now we're going into week 3, and this case blew up, and it's going to start losing its luster. At some point, some other tragic thing will take the place of the Savannah Guthrie family's issue. That happens all the time. But this nightmare will be with Savannah forever. And I don't see her going back to the anchor chair at NBC ever again. The optics on it are so different. I don't see where she will have the energy to do the news. I mean, when they talk about crime, or if another situation a year or 2 from now, if she's back anchoring the NBC News Today Show, and there's a situation with a daughter and a mother, and vice versa, whether the daughter gets kidnapped or killed or the mother, that's going to trigger Savannah Guthrie again. I think she's going to slowly disappear out of the zeitgeist of the news media. Physically, I think this has been extremely draining, emotionally, extremely draining. And I mean, when does she come back? And once this gets resolved, and it will get resolved, when does she come back to the Today Show? 6 months from now, a year from now? She's not going to forget what took place with her mother, and the people who are viewing are following her, and her audience will not forget this terrible scenario that took place. And look at that dichotomy. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, a day of love, a day of being with your loved ones. Savannah does not have her mother. And if this comes out that her sister's husband or somebody in their close circle or family has something to do with this, this would be a terrible look for Savannah Guthrie. It will show that no matter how rich and famous you are, crazy family dynamics do take place, no matter if you're rich, poor, black, or white. And for many of your news media stars, you want to keep all that negativity hidden in the closet. You do not want your the negative things that are taking place in your life to get exposed to the general public. Here again, these people are looked upon as a pillar of strength, delivering the news right down the middle. I don't see Savannah Guthrie recovering from this at all. And I think she'll probably end up leaving the news space. And she's probably going to have to go take a vacation for a few years and recalibrate herself and try to think of what else she wants to do. This is going to be devastating. This is devastating to her personally, mentally, physically, and of course, I think it's career ending, unfortunately for her. This issue with the kidnapping of her mother will follow her forever, and it will be a distraction. This is a very unfortunate circumstance. Hopefully they can get this thing resolved. And if it continues to go on for weeks into months and months, here again, it's going to lose its luster in the news media's ranking of topics to talk about each and every day. And at some point, it's going to look like Savannah and her family are crying wolf. They're going to, the FBI and the police are going to have to get this thing resolved. It is not looking very well. And if it's someone that's in that circle or in the family or her sister's husband, and it gives the appearance that the Guthrie'S or Savannah Guthrie may have been aware of this being an inside job, that really will put a disdain and a bad taste in the viewer's mouth with Savannah and the Guthrie'S, and make people wonder, was this all some kind of play or some kind of game, in the sense that they knew who had done this to their mother. I think it's hard. 90% or 95% of these kinds of cases and homicides, whether it's in the urban market or whatever, is based on proximity and them knowing somebody. 95% of these murders that are happening in our streets is by somebody that they know. It's not by a complete stranger. In this situation where you're kidnapping somebody out of their home, it's definitely somebody that they know. And if this is the case, and all of this placating and this maneuvering has been taking place, that's going to hurt Savannah also. If it comes out that this is somebody close to the family, and they've been knowing about this all along, this is going to destroy Savannah Guthrie's career. I think she's going to have to do a 360 once this can get resolved, and she's going to have to go back into private life. She's made enough money, and try to figure out to do something else. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.